Hi John, this is Gareth at JBT Marine. Sorry about the wind noise, but this is just a short video showing you the two boats side by side that I believe we will be sort of talking a bit more in further detail with you about. The 6 metre here and the 6.5 here. So I still strongly think this will be the better package for longevity and capability with the waters you look to use it in, but it doesn't detract that this is obviously a very cracking little boat. I'll just nip down here, show you some of the differences, because I say this is the 6.5, it works alongside the 7.8 which is next to it. Both have this reverse scallop chine hull design, which generates a lot more lift, a lot more grip, a lot more comfort in bigger sea conditions than the more conventional smaller spray rail design of the 6 metre. Also, this boat does incorporate quite a lot more weight and a slightly deeper V more towards the rear, again adding to that comfort benefit. Both the boats are very similarly spec'd. The engines are really things that's different. Let me just pause the video and go top side. So here we are above the two boats. Now starting with the 6 metre, so I have two versions of this boat currently. One with a 100 horsepower and one with a 130 horsepower. The difference predominantly being is just overall power. The actual displacement of the engine and the cowling sizes are the same. This is the latest 100 and it's actually a fantastic engine. We'll see this boat around 34 knots. This one will take it nearer 40. You do have teak deck. You have the slightly narrower console here, smaller nav, all hydraulic steering, more simplistic engine controls and dials. Has got the Fusion music, has got the Garmin radio, speakers, Silvertex upholstery. There's a picnic table in the front of the locker here, dual batteries, dual bilge pumps down in the sump here. It's got a towing eye underneath here, slightly lower frame than the 6.5 of course, and a smaller frame, fishing rod holders, and the over here the high cleats, which is more illustrated over here, this thing, so you can keep the ropes off the tubes. All of our boats run a higher transom, so they run a splash well, therefore when the engine's in trim it's completely out of the water, and that's standard on all of them. Now from the 6.5 is a completely different beast. It's much wider. This one is trimmed so the console is much wider, but it's also further back, and you have a V berth at the front, so therefore there's an independent leisure area at the front. That sun pad here removes, and therefore you can put a table underneath. The double suicide seat at the front lifts up, and in there you've got a picnic table, table leg and things. It's got a bigger touchscreen navigation system, a Yamaha independent digital colour screen, and the gears for the upper end range of Yamaha, which is this 200 horsepower engine, have a drive-by-wire system, so there's no cables going from, or wires coming from this, or so it control cables from this. It's all an actuator system, which is very smooth and easy to use. Again, the boat has teak deck, it has a much wider rear bench, all the storage is incorporated within the seat structure, full hyperlon tubes, because the frame is a lot higher at the back to take these bigger engines, again, but you've still got the same features, dual bilge pumps, hydraulic steering, a bigger hydraulic steering system, and a lot more power. And because the hull is a lot more capable, and therefore this power plant is a lot more, it's actually synonymous with these bigger power plants, but this is where the price difference is, because this power plant alone is £19,000 without the main parts of the rigging and fitting it. But this boat here will do upwards of 45 knots, and it will do that in a lot of conditions, whereas, as I say, the 6 metre is fantastic as a good bay boat and maybe nipping across short hops of maybe up to about 4 or 5 miles offshore, so in between smaller islands. Whereas, as I mentioned on the phone, I would have no problem in going from, say, Jersey to the mainland here on that type of boat. In fact, we have customers with these and the 7.8 that do have houses. In fact, one of our customers got one of these, has got a house on the Isle of Wight, and has got a house on Alderney, which he goes between the two on that. So I hope this sort of gives you a better idea. I will drop you an email just a bit more on the prices, but if you do have any further questions, don't hesitate to give us a shout. Yeah, and I hope we can help. Speak soon.